Today's random readings are from the Gospel of Luke, and some people like to call him Saint Luke, but we don't like to use titles anymore because titles are deceiving. They are a lie, and we're trying to get to the point where instead of having one God above and many slaves below, where there are no gods above and all the slaves are the gods. So this is actually written in the Bible, and most people don't realize it, but the Bible is a book of rebellion. It's almost a book of magic words, but you have to dig and dig and dig and dig, and nobody can really tell you what to think because your brain doesn't work the same as their brain, and how you interpret the Bible may be more significant and important than how somebody else is interpreting it. If you don't want to read the Bible, that's fine. Go read a different book, but interpret it. Whatever you're reading, figure out what the author has been trying to say to you, because people write when they write because they want to talk to you. You alone, well, you and other people like you, that's why people write, so people can read them. That's the whole concept of language, to communicate, yeah. So, here we go with Luke. Many people have done their best to write a report of the things that have taken place among us. The Lord is with you and has greatly blessed you. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son. I am the Lord's servant, said Mary. He will be a sign from God, which many people will speak against, and so reveal their secret thoughts. Whoever has 2 shirts must give one to the man who has none, and whoever has food must share it. He taught in the synagogue and was praised by everyone. When the people in the synagogue heard this, they were filled with anger. They rose up, dragged Jesus out of the town, and took him to the top of the hill on which their town was built. They meant to throw him over the cliff, but he walked through the middle of the crowd and went his way. Demons also went out from many people, screaming, "You are the Son of God." So he preached in the synagogues throughout the country. But he would go away to lonely places where he prayed. Then Levi had a big feast in his house for Jesus, and among the guests was a large number of tax collectors and other people. "Are you the one John said was going to come, or should we expect someone else?" The Son of Man came, and he ate and he drank, and you said, "Look at this man, he is a glutton and a drinker, a friend of tax collectors and other outcasts." God's wisdom, however, is shown to be true to all who accept it. Mary, who was called Magdalena, from whom 7 demons had been driven out, Joanna, whose husband Chuza was an officer in Herod's court, and Susanna, and many other women who used their own resources to help Jesus and his disciples. Be careful then how you listen. Jesus said, "Don't cry, the child is not dead, she is only sleeping." Herod was very confused. When the disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, "Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven and destroy them?" Jesus answered him, "What do the Scriptures say? How do you interpret them? You make fine tombs for the prophets, the very prophets your ancestors murdered. Watch out and guard yourself from every kind of greed, because a person's true life is not made up of the things he owns, no matter how rich he may be. Much more is required from the person to whom much more is given. Herod wants to kill you. It is not right for a prophet to be killed anywhere except in Jerusalem." When the Pharisees heard all this, they sneered at Jesus because they loved money. The law of Moses and the writings of the prophets were in effect up to the time of John the Baptist. Since then, the good news about the kingdom of God is being told, and everyone forces his way in. But it is easier for heaven and earth to disappear than for the smallest detail of law to be done away with. The kingdom of God does not come in such a way as to be seen. No one will say, "Look, here it is," or "There it is," because the kingdom of God is within you. Jesus answered, "Wherever there is a dead body, the vultures will gather." "Why do you call me good?" Jesus asked him. "No one is good except God alone." Jesus answered, "I tell you that if they keep quiet, the stones themselves will start shouting. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then you will know that she will soon be destroyed." We don't need any witnesses. Feel me and you will know, for a ghost doesn't have flesh and bones. And you can see I have. "Have you anything here to eat?" They gave him a piece of cooked fish, which he took and ate in their presence.